If everyone could find a moment to find their seats and take them, I think we're going to begin fairly soon. There's such finality when they close those doors, isn't there? And a hush falls over the crowd. All right, we would first like to welcome the St. Michael's Catholic School Choir for our opening. Thank you very much, ladies. I must note that I'm a distinguished alumnus, class of '97 from St. Mike's. Go Gales, especially girl Gales. They really did well. That's great. My name is Rob Drzwicki. I proudly serve the Livonia Public Schools Education Foundation, the St. Baldrick's Foundation, the Do It for Denny Kindness Initiative, and tonight I serve each of you as your Master of Ceremonies. I have two primary roles. First, to welcome you all to this occasion and sincerely welcome to all of you. I don't see many an empty chair. For those of you who are on the ends, if you see some seats towards the middle, just like Sunday Mass on Easter Sunday, the pastor would tell you, get towards the middle so anybody who shows up late would have a nice seat on the end if they would need it. The second is to ensure that the event moves forward, hopefully with a bit of wit, but eventually gets down to the end of the proceedings. As such, I would ask that everybody silence their cell phones. It wouldn't embarrass me as much as it would embarrass you. I checked mine just 2 minutes ago because this has happened to me before and on occasions like this. Also, it would be downright criminal not to mention the importance of today outside of Livonia, December 7th, and the 2,403 brave men and women who lost their lives on this day in 1941 when the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor. We ask that before we get started tonight, we have a brief moment of silence to honor them and our servicemen and women everywhere. Now, that moment should be specifically brief because we want our words and our actions to really speak in this situation, to take into account what happened after, which was that a nation came together. And that's why we're here today, to come together as one. Inaugurations are an important part of any community. This is a moment when we come together and in one fell swoop, we thank our outgoing elected officials and we welcome our incoming elected officials. For the outgoing officials, it's a time of reflection on the hard work they've put into their role over the past 4 years. For our newly elected officials, it's a time to cease pontification and begin production, to start taking into account the work that they want to do, getting down to the real job, which of course is maintaining this city as an exceptional place to live and to continue to live. And we wish them all luck. Tonight we will celebrate the inauguration of 6 individuals chosen by the citizens of Livonia to help lead and support our community. Tonight these candidates and there'll be plenty of time for applause later. We're just naming them briefly. Council Member-elect Carrie Budzinski, Council Vice President-elect Martha Tashnik, Council President-elect Brandon McCullough, City Treasurer-elect Susan Nash, City Clerk-elect Lori Miller, and Mayor Maureen Miller-Brosnan. First, I would like to ask that you all rise for the presentation of colors and the Pledge of Allegiance. Tonight, the colors are presented by Boy Scout Troop 782 from Holy Trinity Lutheran Church. Please remain standing after the presentation of colors for the pledge, led by Junior Girl Scout Troop 76853 from Riley Upper Elementary. Thank you to Boy Scout Troop 782, Junior Girl Scout Troop 76853. One note of interest, Boy Scout Troop 782 has had 336 scouts reach the Eagle Scout rank. This ranks them 5th in the entire nation. We're always proud to have our elite troops leading the way. Thank you, gentlemen, and thank you very much, ladies. And next up, we will have our invocation. We're very much honored to have the children of Rosedale Gardens Presbyterian Church, and they're on their way down now.
Let us pray. Creator God, we thank you for this night of celebration for our city. We look forward to a new year. Thank you, Da.
We thank you for Mayor Brosnan and ask you to bless her in all she does. Grant her wisdom she needs to serve this city she loves so much.
Thank you, Da. Watch over Mayor Brosnan and all of Livonia's leadership as they guide this city. Help them to be guided by love and for you and one another. Thank you, God.
Help us to work together for a better community and world, because we know that through you all things are possible.
Thank you, God. All this we pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
I think it's appropriate to note that our invocation and later our benediction, our presenting of colors, our opening song, and our Pledge of Allegiance were all chosen not because they were long-standing members in the community, but because they're future members in the community. And I love that choice. Now, I guess the oldest person who's speaking so far will be up next. My good friend, CEO of the Livonia Westland Chamber of Commerce, Dan West, will introduce our honored guests.
And you so kindly respect your elder by telling me not to trip on that wire. I appreciate that. So, thank you, Rob, and good evening, everyone. It's been my honor to be the president of our Chamber of Commerce, basically a community cheerleader for the past 17 years. However, as time flies by, and this is actually foreshadowing Rob calling me old, it is also a humble reminder that I am a graying Generation X Livonian. I am old enough to remember when the local youth sports program was led by the Livonia Junior Football League. It was a big deal when Target first came to Wonderland Mall. The school was called Madonna College, and I actually can remember when the House of Denmark was actually open. As Rob mentioned, we are now the Livonia Westland Chamber of Commerce, a merger that gathers the business communities from the 8th and 9th largest cities in our state, which gives our 1,200 members a bigger network and more influential voice. Our nonprofit organization is the 6th largest chamber in Michigan, and we look forward to the potential of this neighborly collaboration. This evening, I am tasked with acknowledging our elected officials and other dignitaries that are with us this evening. As I introduce you, please stand. Please remain standing until all are introduced. Audience, please withhold your applause until you're all are introduced. State Representative Matt Kolazar. Wayne County Sheriff Ray Washington. Wayne County Commissioners Terry Marecki and Glenn Anderson. Wayne County Economic Development Director Hassan Sheikh. Wayne County Undersheriff Mike Jafar. U.S. District Court Judge Sean Cox. The Mayor of Garden City Mark Jacobs. Members of the Livonia City Council Rob Donovic, Jim Jolly, and Laura Toy. On the Schoolcraft College Board of Trustees, we got Brett Garrick and Angela Jafar. From the Clarenceville Schools, we got Superintendent Paul Shepik and Board Member Pamela Shroud. And then from the Livonia Public School Board, Trustee Mark Johnson. Did I miss anybody? Oh, I'll get to that in a minute. So, also from the Livonia School Board, Colleen Burton. If we're good, let's please acknowledge those leaders. I wanted to separately recognize the 3 elected officials whose terms expire at the end of this month. We got one of them with us, Council Member Scott Barr, and then we also have City Treasurer Linda Scheel and Council Member Kathleen McIntyre, who are under the weather and could not be with us this evening. So, Scott, you're going to take the attention for all of them here. So. At the Chamber, all 3 were consistent supporters of our events and grand openings through the years, and we are forever grateful. But as a Livonian, we recognize the work, passion, and commitment to this community that these 3 have demonstrated. It is a challenge to put yourself out there as a local elected official, often absorbing public venting for things beyond their control. And their dedication to their community goes beyond these titles. Linda was a school board member, city council member, and treasurer for the last 8 years. Kathleen was an important connection between the city and Ford Motor Company for years before her 8 years on city council. And Scott, who's a fellow volleyball dad with our daughters playing at Stevenson, spent years with a local group of dedicated people dedicated to marketing Livonia right before his 8 years on city council. Additionally, all 3 volunteer to support other causes and will continue to serve this community in the future. But we thank all of them for their service and for their dedicated roles serving the city of Livonia. Please acknowledge them. On behalf of the Chamber, we congratulate all those taking the oath of office tonight, and we wish all of you happy holidays.
Thank you, Dan. And thank you to our honored guests for being here this evening. Now we will begin the official inauguration ceremony. Each official has opted to bring someone special with them to administer their oath, after which they will give a brief acceptance speech. First, Council Member-elect Carrie Budzinski being administered the oath of office by Livonia City Council Vice President Laura M. Toy. You've got your marks there, but I've got a cheat sheet. I'm sure Laura knows this one by heart.
There are days. All set? Raise your right hand. Deep breath. I
I, Carrie Budzinski,
hereby accept the office
hereby accept the office
of
of
City Council Member
City Council Member
of the
Of.
City of Livonia,
of the City of Livonia,
Michigan.
Michigan.
I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States,
of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Michigan,
the Constitution of the State of Michigan,
and the Charter of the City of Livonia,
and the Charter of the City of Livonia,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of
the duties of
a council member
a council member
of the City of Livonia, Michigan,
of the City of Livonia, Michigan,
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations, Councilwoman.
Thank you. Okay, so I started my week in the ER with my youngest Sam. He couldn't breathe, and I rushed him to Trinity Health St. Mary's. He was seen immediately, and the staff was attentive and kind. He had croup, which isn't unusual for someone his age, so he went in, and he couldn't breathe, and he couldn't talk. But by the time we checked out in the middle of the night, he was his joyful, bubbly self. As a parent, you feel silly. You come in with a sick kid, and you leave with one who looks more than healthy. Fortunately, the doctor was a fellow mom with young kids. She had the exact same experience with her 4-year-old not too long ago and consistently reassured me that my response was exactly right. I could believe her. I knew she got it, and it was a relief to know that I didn't have to justify my actions or second-guess myself. We understood each other as moms with young kids. I felt seen and understood in a way that gave me special comfort during a difficult time. It was a reminder that diversity and representation are important. I look forward to representing all Livonians and meeting as many people as I can and helping in all the ways that I can. I also hope that I can make my fellow moms with young kids, working parents, persons of color, introverts, and activists feel a bit more seen and understood by their local government. It's my hope that folks who maybe shied away from getting involved will feel that there's space for them, ways they can contribute and engage in our community. We must do the things we think we cannot do. That's a different ER, Eleanor Roosevelt. I never thought I'd run for office. I never thought I'd try again after coming up short the first time. But there's too much work to be done, and I couldn't sit on the sidelines hoping that others would step up and do the work for me. We have entered uncharted territory time and again the last couple of decades, and I expect that trend will continue. As much as life throws at us on the day-to-day, we must not lose sight of the big picture. I was never a cheerleader, but my mom was, and she passed her pep on to me. I talk to a lot of people in our community who have great ideas and passion, but aren't always sure how to move forward. If you ever need encouragement, please reach out. We are capable of more than we give ourselves credit for, and it's my goal over the next 4 years to show Livonians and those who work and visit our city how much our community is capable of. Thank you to the voters who put their faith in me. I'm excited to get to work. And thank you to my incredible family, Danny, Mom, B, Granny, Lucas, Sam, Gwenny, Maddie, Lindsay, Brett, and Melissa. I couldn't do it without you guys. And to my team and community support, most notably Brian, Laura, Lori, Rashida, Emily, Mike, EJ, Michelle, Heather, Colleen, Stephanie, Ellie, and Ryan, and so many others. Thank you for always reminding me of what is possible and why this work is so important.
Next will be Vice President-elect Martha Tashnik being administered the oath of office by Brian and Kathleen Tashnik, her husband and her daughter.
I, Martha Tashnik, hereby accept the office
hereby accept the office
of a council member
of a council member
of the city
of the city
of Livonia, Michigan.
of Livonia, Michigan.
I do solemnly affirm
I do solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States,
of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Michigan,
the Constitution of the State of Michigan,
the Charter of the City of Livonia,
the Charter of the City of Livonia,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of a council member
the duties of a council member
of the City of Livonia, Michigan,
of the City of Livonia, Michigan,
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Whew, that's a little nerve-wracking, I got to say. Good evening to everyone here. Thank you so much for being here, and for those of you who are out there watching. I would just like to express my extreme gratitude to each and every one of you for your votes and for selecting me to be your next vice president on City Council. It's truly an honor and a privilege to be here tonight and to have your trust and confidence in me. I'd like to extend my heart-filled appreciation first to my family, especially my husband, Brian. Anytime we needed a yard sign delivered, a big sign put out, lit dropped, you name it, he was there doing it. Sometimes it was just, can you make me some dinner? And he would do it. My kids, David and Kate even came home from college today to help administer the oath, and I'm very grateful to that. My extended family and friends that are here as well, they're not only here tonight, but they've been with me on this entire journey since we filed back in February, and I couldn't have asked for a better group. I'd like to also say thank you to my mother. Unfortunately, due to health issues, she can't be with us tonight, but I know she's watching on LivoniaTV, so hey, Mom, we did it. Without her, there's no me, clearly, and she's the one that chose to move to Livonia when I was 7 years old and put me on this path of being a loyal Livonian, so thanks, Mom, for that. I'd also like to acknowledge my fellow newly elected and re-elected colleagues. I look forward to working with all of you. I think we're going to have a very collaborative group. I'm very excited to get to work and, take charge of these opportunities that our city has and lead it forward. So I'm really excited about that. To the residents, I promised that the P was silent and I wouldn't be, and I will hold that promise. So we're going to get out there and I will be your voice. Anything that you are passionate about or care about, you contact me and we'll make sure we hear you, whether it's enhancing our public safety, looking at our infrastructure, helping our seniors. I'm here to be your voice, and I'm grateful that you've given that to me. So I am deeply grateful for the opportunity to serve as your next vice president. I promise to serve with dedication, integrity, and responsibility, and I have a genuine commitment to you to help not only improve Livonia, but keep it the great city it is to live, work, and play in. So thank you tonight for everyone. Thanks for coming.
Next up, Council President-elect Brandon McCullough, being administered the oath of office by Casey and Harper McCullough. I would say that that's his wife and daughter, but everybody knows Casey and Harper already.
I, Brandon J. McCullough,
I, Brandon J. McCullough. Sorry, guys. Starting off good.
Hereby accept the office
Hereby accept the office
of a council member
of a council member
of the City of Livonia, Michigan.
of the City of Livonia, Michigan.
I do solemnly affirm
I do solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States,
of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of
the
Michigan,
Constitution of the State of Michigan,
the Charter of the City of Livonia,
the Charter of the City of Livonia,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of a council member
the duties of a council member
of the City of Livonia,
of the City of Livonia,
Michigan,
Michigan,
to the best of my
to
ability.
the best of my abilities.
That's it.
All right, I was told that I can keep this to 2 hours, so I hope everybody's comfortable. Usually that's my go-to. No, I appreciate everybody being here. This has been a long road. I still remember back in 2019 when we first started this journey and kind of jumping into politics. Municipal employee, had no idea of the political, trail and what to do. And once you kind of jump on it, everything else is just kind of a blur. And I still remember going back to 2019, and we were going to get one-buys from Home Depot, painting them purple. And then literally, I think I had stitches. I think we went to St. Mary's because I had a miscalculation on a drill bit. A couple stitches later, it's all right. But honestly, over the years, you know, a lot of people talk about incumbency. And over the past 4 years, integrating our family, which we've been in the community nonstop, but a lot of people will know, if you know us, we're everywhere. And we've integrated, and I still remember in 2019 doing kind of the same speech and not knowing probably half the room. But as I glanced through, I mean, I have relationships and friendships with probably most of this room, and I consider you guys family. I jumped into politics because I wanted to help my hometown. And especially with having Harper, who's, you know, growing up here, my wife Casey, who's a teacher, we're high school sweethearts, and this has been our home. And having the opportunity to get part in our career to be in a leadership role is incredible. And we got a lot of work to do, and I'm excited. Bill Joyner, I know he's not here right now, but he did always talk when him and Laura Toy worked for Ed McNamara, which I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall in that office. But he always said that there were 7 council members, and they were all different minds. It was almost like cliques from high school, but they could all work together, and they could make best decisions based on the city. And what we have in front of us right now, I know we have that. I'm going to be, to my council members that are coming in, I promise I'll be, you know, on Red Bull nonstop. I'll make sure I'm a voice to everybody there. But again, we are at a huge crossroad in the city. We've got a lot of work to do. And I'm honored and privileged to have all the support of every Livonia resident in here. I mean, in the election, it was flattering. It humbled me. It humbled our whole family, the response. So I thank you all. A moment I want to do is I want to take a quick moment. My mom's in the audience. She's right here. I want to embarrass her a little bit. You know, when we talk about family and it takes a village to do basically anything, and I always would say it takes a city. It's Livonia. But going back to my family, you know, we've been battle tested. And 2 people that are not here is my mother-in-law, Michelle Parm, who's a Bentley grad. We lost her way too soon. I don't want to bring out, you know, the tears or anything, but these are huge motivations. She was a rock, and she was someone that I wanted to be like, and I hopefully one day will get there. And then my father, who we lost to a heart transplant a few years back, he was probably the most calculated and nervous to make any decisions, but what a rock he was, and learned everything from him. He was the type that I would play hockey and I'd go out there and score 3 goals, and he'd say, "Why didn't you get 5?" And so it was a motivating force, but I knew deep down he was proud of everything, you know, we've accomplished. And I know that they're upstairs looking at us right now, looking down on us, and love them to death. My brother, Ryan, he's right in the audience. I want to embarrass him, and hopefully if he puts a ring on Kelly's finger one day, it's there. It's on record. We can call her my sister-in-law. So I want to kind of raffle that. And then last but not least, my girls. And, you know, I'm going to hold it together, but we've been through a lot. And honestly, as Casey said coming up here, you know, I might just be kind of the showpiece, but these guys are what make me who I am, and I'm indebted to them. Love you guys. She's giving me a dirty look because she knows I have the stage right now, and that's fine, but I love you. I do have flowers in the car. I'll give them to you later. But thank you for everything, and I appreciate it. Love you guys.
Next will be somebody who is no stranger to the oath of office, City Treasurer-elect Susan Nash, being administered the oath of office by Lindsay and Logan Nash, her daughter and son.
Please raise your right hand. I, Susan M. Nash,
I, Susan M. Nash,
hereby accept the office of Treasurer
hereby accept the office of Treasurer
of the City of Livonia, Michigan.
of the City of Livonia, Michigan.
I do solemnly affirm
I do solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States,
of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Michigan,
the Constitution of the State of Michigan,
and the Charter of the City of Livonia,
and the Charter of the City of Livonia,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I'll faithfully discharge
the duties of treasurer
the duties of treasurer
of the City of Livonia, Michigan,
of the City of Livonia, Michigan,
to the best of my abilities.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations, Mom.
Thank you. It's kind of a rare experience for me to be on the other side of that. Somewhere there's probably a number of how many I've actually given. I'm not even sure. Good evening, and thank you, everyone, for attending tonight. Standing here before you is a very humbling experience. I would like to thank the citizens of Livonia for putting their trust in me. For 8 years, the Livonia citizens have trusted me to be the city clerk. And now I promise to continue to serve the city of Livonia as the next city treasurer with the same level of integrity and transparency. I would like to congratulate everyone up here tonight on their dedication to our community and to tell them I look forward to serving with everyone. The best-run communities are those that people work together as a team. I believe we will be a great team. A good friend of mine told me years ago, it's one thing to run, it's another thing to serve. It's now time to put the election behind us and to serve our community. I take this honor to serve seriously, and I will continue to serve all residents equally and fairly. I would like to thank all my family and friends for helping on Election Day. I know it was a long, cold day, and everyone was committed and showed up as scheduled. There really is something special about lifelong friends. We have a group that we call Forever Friends, and the name fits. You were here for me, I will be there for you. It's very difficult to name everyone and to thank everyone, so I'm not even going to try it. To our family and friends and neighbors, thank you for your support, for supporting me on this journey. To our children, Lindsay and Logan, I know it gets hectic in our family during election years, but thank you for helping. Thank you to Lindsay's boyfriend Colton and Logan's girlfriend Katie for being there with them on Election Day, helping at the polls. I am extremely proud of all of you. It's quite possible they may have been told about the weekend before, you better be at your poll at 7 a.m. or don't come home from Christmas by their father. I'm not sure, okay? To my husband, Bob, and anyone in this room that knows Bob knows he is one of the most knowledgeable people in local elections. Bob kept me on task and focused on the goal throughout the campaign. Bob has been extremely dedicated campaign manager, and this is our achievement together. Thank you to the city employees who have worked so hard to make tonight a wonderful experience for the newly elected, our friends, family, and colleagues. Thank you to the citizens of Livonia for putting your trust in me, and thank you everyone for coming out again tonight. Thank you.
If we wanted to find that number, we'd probably have to ask somebody like a clerk to find that number, yeah. Next, City Clerk-elect Lori Miller being administered the oath of office by Mackenzie and Joshua, her daughter and son.
I, Lori L. Miller,
I, Lori L. Miller,
hereby accept the office of City Clerk
hereby accept the office of City Clerk
of the City of Livonia, Michigan.
of the City of Livonia, Michigan.
I do solemnly affirm
I do solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States,
The Constitution of the State of Michigan,
the Constitution of the State of Michigan,
and the Charter of the City of Livonia,
and the Charter of the City of Livonia,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the City Clerk of Livonia,
the duties of the City Clerk of Livonia,
Michigan,
Michigan,
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
All right. Wow. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am truly grateful. I cannot even begin to tell you what a year this has been for me. As the deputy clerk and a member of the clerk's office, I've worked many elections from the administration side, and now I had the experience on the candidate side. It is an extreme difference. Running for an elected office is a big decision. It can be compared to riding an extreme roller coaster. I had absolutely no idea what I was in for. I could not be here tonight without the love and support of many individuals. As Susie said, it's too numerous to mention, but these people believed in me more than I could ever believe in myself. So I want to offer a very special thank you to Mark, Mackenzie, Josh, Matthew, Michael, all of my family, friends, neighbors, co-workers, both former, retired, and present, and the support of the entire staff in the clerk's office. The best campaign advice I received was to stay true to myself, be authentic, and stay the course. Thank you to all who gave me that invaluable advice. If you didn't know my background, I was hired as a city employee by former clerk, Val Vandersloot, back in January 2007 in the clerk's office. I spent 7 years doing everything council-related. I then transferred to the DPW admin office, and I was promoted within a year. Out of the blue, on a cold winter morning, much like we had today, I received a phone call from City Clerk Susan Nash. The deputy clerk had retired, and she wanted to discuss the possibility of me returning to the clerk's office. In January 2018, I was appointed to serve as your deputy clerk. It has been a life-changing experience, and I learned that I love elections and the constant change and chaos involved in administering them. Most of my fellow colleagues in the clerk world are looking to retire or escape this chaos, especially given the impending 2024 presidential elections with all the changing and evolving election laws. 2024 will be a challenge on all fronts, and I look forward to that challenge. I embrace this opportunity, and I am so passionate about Livonia as a whole. I am dedicated to protecting voters' rights, democracy, and our electoral processes. So I took a huge leap of faith, and I put everything on the line. I relied on the love and support of my family, friends, neighbors, and coworkers, and ran for this office. The clerk's office has the most dedicated individuals ever. I have been in this office for more than 13 years, and I want to personally thank all of my colleagues: Janet Douglas, Lydia Taylor, Nora Brock, Leslie Rorath, Tess Garcia, and Erin Lindenmuth for all that you do every day to ensure that the clerk's office runs smoothly. And a very, very special thank you to outgoing clerk Susan Nash, who had the faith to appoint me as her deputy and brought me back to the clerk world. Without all of you, your support, trust, and confidence, I would not be standing here tonight. And a very special thank you to all of Livonia's residents. Your vote for me and for any elected official is why we do what we do at the clerk's office. Livonia deserves and expects fair, accurate, and transparent elections. The standard has been set very high, and I intend to meet or exceed your expectations, despite the many challenges that may come our way. I love music, so rather than trying to be a comic tonight and make some corny jokes, I thought I would share with you my thoughts and hopes by quoting some lyrics from my favorite song, Jason Mraz, and the song is called Have It All. As a mom, every time I hear the lyrics, all I can do is think of my children. Those lyrics are also relevant tonight to us as a community. I want to close by sharing with you all who are present tonight, everyone who's watching from home, former elected city officials, our outgoing elected officials, and all incoming elected officials, my fellow city employees, all of my family, all of my friends, and every single Livonia resident. Here is my hope for each one of you. May you have the confidence to always do your best. May you take no effort in being generous, sharing what you can, nothing more, nothing less. May you know the may you know the meaning of the word happiness. May you always lead from the beating in your chest. May you be treated like an esteemed guest. May you get to rest. May you catch your breath. And may the best of your todays be be the worst of your tomorrows. And may the road less paved be the road that you follow. Thank you, everyone, extremely from the bottom of my heart for everything you've supported me on.
Thank you very much and congratulations. Finally, Mayor-elect Maureen Miller-Brosnan being administered the oath of office by her parents, Richard and Karen Miller.
I, Maureen Miller-Brosnan,
I, Maureen Miller-Brosnan,
hereby accept the office of
hereby accept the office of
Mayor of the City of Livonia, Michigan.
Mayor of the City of Livonia, Michigan.
I do solemnly affirm
I do solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Michigan,
the Constitution of the State of Michigan,
and the Charter of the City of Livonia,
and the Charter of the City of Livonia,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of mayor
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of mayor
of the City of Livonia,
of the City of Livonia, Michigan,
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
That's it.
Way to go.
Paul, with your hand.
Way to go, Mel.
Good evening, everybody. City Clerk Nash, members of the council, past and present, Reverend clergy, Felician sisters, members of the military, friends, family, and residents of Livonia. Tonight, on this, Livonia's 36th inaugural ceremony, I stand before you grateful for the trust that you have placed in me to continue leading our city, especially as we stand on the precipice of incredible progress. I want to start by thanking and recognizing our outgoing city treasurer, Linda Scheel, Councilmember Kathleen McIntyre, and Councilmember Scott Barr for their years of service to our city. Thank you very much. I wish to congratulate Susan Nash for her service as city clerk, and I look forward to working with her as treasurer. I congratulate incoming city clerk Lori Miller, incoming City Council President Brandon McCullough, and Vice President Martha Tashnik, along with council members Carrie Budzinski and Scott Morgan. The honor of continuing to advance Livonia with the help of Council President Jim Jolly, Vice President Toy, Council members Rob Donovic, this is exciting. All are exceptional public servants and all understand the trust that residents have placed in us to advance the community's vision for a bright and a promising future. 2 years ago, due to COVID, these three members of council, along with Councilman Morgan, were not afforded the opportunity to be recognized by this community as they were sworn in. And while we can't turn back the hands of time and recreate that moment, I would ask them to stand this evening. I want them to be recognized for the pledge that they took and for the promise that they have upheld in serving as the voice of Livonia residents. If the three of you would please stand. So, as I was sworn into office this evening by my parents, I couldn't help but be struck by the awesomeness of this moment. You know, only 10 Livonians before me have taken this solemn oath to serve. And in that spirit, the other night, I was driving with my mom, and we were driving home from dinner through the neighborhoods, all decorated with their festive Christmas lights, and I paused for a moment of reflection, and I asked her, I said, Mom, Can you believe that you and Dad have lived in this city since 1965? You've raised 4 kids here, and in a couple days, one of them is going to be sworn in for a second term as mayor of that city you selected. Well, I looked over, and it appeared that my mom was really caught up in the moment and in what I was saying. And her eyes remained fixed out the window on the holiday lights, and I watched, and she nodded, and she blinked, and I actually thought I saw a little tear in the corner of her eye, and she responded. She says, yes, yes, I did. I just didn't think it would be you. So, taking my oath now for the second time, I do. I stand before you humbled by the recognition that I am not only the first female mayor of the city of Livonia, but I stand here as the first second generation mayor of the city of Livonia. My tenure serves as a testimony to the visionary leadership of the giants upon whose shoulders we all stand. For, like me, they believed in building and working toward a city that their children wanted to come home to, and I am grateful to be one of those children. I am inspired by my parents for seeing the promise and the hope in a hometown that was just 15 years old when they planted their roots in that unproven city. I am guided by the way that they did their research, and they specifically invested in building their home in the shadow of a brand new community hospital, which one day would become one of the nation's leading regional hospitals, because they believed that the value of that home would be protected by the growth of that hospital. And I am always moved by how they raised 4 children in a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom ranch on a magical street called Barbara Street, where other young families were launching their dreams and reaching toward what was next. So to my mom and dad, and to all the moms and dads that are raising families in this city, tonight we gather to reaffirm our commitment to that bold dream of a tomorrow that guides us to build a city that our children will one day want to come home to reach for what's next. Tonight, we gather to rise up with those around us who believe that we are stronger when we go through hard times together. Over the past 4 years, we have seen our fair share of hard times. Starting just 45 days into my first term as mayor, with the onset of a global pandemic that hit our city harder than almost any other city in the state of Michigan. A struggle to battle back the idea that Livonia was not a welcoming community as portrayed on a billboard that drew national attention. A library rendered obsolete by a flood. Power outages that have interrupted our lives. Severe personnel shortages across the board, including shortages in the area of public safety. A mental health crisis that still threatens the lives of everyone from our seniors to our young people. The discovery of a $97.5 million bill for capital needs that we don't currently have the resources to pay. Tonight, we gather knowing that we have managed many of these challenges, built an incredible resilience in doing so, and that we have strengthened ourselves for the opportunities that are coming next. Over the past 4 years, we've stabilized our public safety hiring. We've kept our community safe by delivering COVID vaccines to 1 out of every 5 Livonia residents. We have fixed more miles of road than ever before in our city's history. We have created jobs, and we have supplied funds that are necessary for our small businesses that were hit hardest by COVID to build back better. Tonight, we gather to celebrate that tough times didn't drag us down. For while we were being tested, this resilient city continued planning and creating a brighter tomorrow. Within 30 days of taking office, we adopted a new citywide master plan. During COVID, residents got busy creating a new Parks and Recreation master plan and a new master plan for Greenmead, our historic village. And we continued to advance the biggest plan of all, Livonia Vision 21. This is a resident-built, action-oriented plan that identifies the steps that we need to take and that we have taken over the past 3 years to secure Livonia's history for the next 100 years. Together, we launched Project Catalyst and we secured $19 million in federal, state, and county funds to build ourselves a new senior center, clearing the way for the construction of a downtown at this corner, at the corner of 5 Mile and Farmington. This is the most vital component in leaving our children the legacy that they want, a bikeable, walkable downtown, complete with retail and restaurant and office and housing and more outdoor gathering space. This is the essential component moving forward, Livonia Vision 21. Now, there are those who question the scale of our ambitions, who suggest that what we are looking to achieve is impossible. And I respond, oh, but you forget what we have already done. You forget the little house that was built in the shadow of a community hospital that is now sitting in the 8th largest city in the state of Michigan. You forget the many children like me who were toddlers, who have grown up in those backyards, and they've gone on to become mayors and senators and representatives and congressmen and sheriffs and county executives and judges and clerks and treasurers and council members and leaders. Make no mistake, these challenges, these new challenges and opportunities, they are going to demand greater effort, greater cooperation, more understanding, and even swifter and bolder actions from our leaders. But we are ready. Those seated before you today know what they have been elected to do. You have been clear in your charge to us. If Livonia is going to be the city that our children want to come home to, if Livonia is going to be a city that refuses to let time pass it by, if Livonia is going to solidify its foothold in the future, it is our imperative to move with great purpose to advance Livonia Vision 21. So as President Obama said in his inauguration address back in 2009, our challenges may be new. The instruments in which we meet them may be new. But those values upon which our success depends, honesty and hard work, courage and fair play, tolerance and curiosity, loyalty and patriotism, these things are old. These things are true. They have been the quiet force of progress throughout our history. I have no doubt that history can be laid in the next 4 years, so in years to come, our children will tell the story of how we were tested and we did not falter, how we kept our sights firmly on their future, and we never stopped reaching for what was next. Thank you all for being here tonight. God bless you, and God bless Livonia.
Thank you so much. That I suppose concludes the oaths and the others. I do want to say before we invite the choir again, I've got to know all the folks that are up here pretty well. Some over the last 10 years, some over the last 4, some just over the last year. And I'm very excited to see what is done by this group of individuals. And just, I'm very, very, very happy for the group that's sitting up here tonight. So I would like to welcome yet again, Go Gales, our St. Michael's Catholic School Choir, for another musical selection. Thank you so much. As we begin the closure of this ceremony, we would like to once again welcome Boy Scout Troop 782 for the retiring of the colors. Please rise. Thank you very much. And also, as I mentioned before, we will have a benediction to finish off from our friends at Rosedale Presbyterian. Come on, guys.
Let us leave this place excited for tomorrow.
Go with God's peace. May we all be inspired by Mayor Brosnan and the light she brings to others. Go with God's peace.
May we all do our best to love and care for one another.
Go with God's peace. May we serve each other with willing hands and open hearts. Go with